Sponsored by Bangtak, Sustainable Business Development in Harmony with the Environment and Society. Myanmar is the country now where many people from around the world are placing their eyes on, with interest in its rich natural resources and the country's development in every sector. The country has recently welcomed world leaders and foreign entrepreneurs, with the U.S. President Barack Obama, who will be making a historic visit on this 19th of November as the latest on the list. In Tour 2015 today, we'll be looking more closely to Myanmar from the view of an insider, His Excellency Pisanu, Suvanajata, the Thai ambassador to Myanmar.
So you have been in the post of the ambassador to Myanmar for the past 6 months now. How has this been for you? What are some of the changes or development that you have seen in this country?
For me, as the ambassador in Myanmar, the task over here is really challenging because Myanmar is undertaking full reforms, both in political and economic matters. And they have done very well in the past 6 months as I assumed my duty here. In terms of politics, the democratic reforms, participation of the people, human rights, freedom of the press, it has been changed a lot, and it's changed to the positive ends. On economic reforms, I have seen so many new developments that will pave the ways for Myanmar for a more liberalized economies, free economies, integration of ASEAN and other things. So I can say that in my experience, all the developments in Myanmar in the past 6 months are all positive developments.
What are the plan or your strategies in working as the ambassadors to Myanmar in this critical period?
Yes, first and foremost things on my TOR is the better relations between Thailand and Myanmar. And in the past 6 months, we have done a lot, and I think we have seen the development of our relations. Now our relations come back to normalcy. The recent visit of President Thein Sein to Thailand last July is one of the testimonies that our relations come back to normalcy, because that was an auspicious visit of the president, who is now head of state and heads of governments, and it is the state visit of head of state and heads of governments in a decade. So that's a clear indication that our relations come back to normalcy, and this will be better and better each day. I will do the best on behalf of the Thai governments to move forward our relations.
Next year, Myanmar and Thailand will mark the 65th year anniversary of bilateral relation between the two countries. And what are the projects of the embassy to enhance the cooperation or the relationship between the two?
Yes, next year is a special year for Myanmar. Not just only we are going to commemorate the 65th anniversaries of the establishment of our diplomatic relations. But next year is the year that Myanmar will host SEA Games, the Games of ASEAN. And of course, they will use everything in Myanmar, particularly is all the sports facilities in Naypyidaw, which for the time being is under construction. So next year will be important both for Thailand and Myanmar. As far as the Royal Thai Embassy is concerned, we are working with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Bangkok to design various activities to promote people-to-people relations. We also work with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Myanmar to have commemorative activities. The times that we will commemorate, we have a commemoration activity will be throughout the year. But the month, that is the months of the establishment of our relations, falls on August. So we will have activities throughout the years, cultural, people-to-people relations, social responsibilities, capacity building, technical cooperation, so on and so forth. So it will come in the package, which will aim for two things. Firstly is to introduce to our two peoples that our two nations and countries coming to 65th anniversaries of our formal diplomatic ties, because we don't have to mention our traditional ties which trace back 1,000 years ago. And secondly is to prepare for the future. A better relation would pave the way for greater opportunities for both countries.
As you mentioned earlier that next year will be significant, but the year after next year will be more significant.
Yes.
As Myanmar will take the role of the chairmanship of ASEAN, and as Thailand, we are, what I can say is like we are a partner, I would say neighbor of Myanmar. How are we going to assist Myanmar in moving toward the ASEAN chairmanship?
To be a successful host for ASEAN is the priorities of the governments of Myanmar. And they also need support from our ASEAN partners, particularly from Thailand. And we also have a clear policies to support Myanmar in whatever ways we can to ensure that there will be a successful host and chairman of ASEAN on 2014. For the time being, we have so many activities on trainings and capacity buildings to ensure that Myanmar will be a successful host and will be integrated into ASEAN economic community successfully. All those activities will carry on and will be more. As I have said that Thailand is the founding members of ASEAN. I think it is the duties of Thailand and including other ASEAN partners to support in whatever ways that we can.
From the big picture of cooperation between Thailand and Myanmar, well, we're now moving on to people level. Even though Thailand and Myanmar are immediate neighbors, we still have wrong information about Myanmar or wrong perception to it.
Normally, when we talk about Myanmar, we normally think of the Shwedagon, or a man wears longji, or a woman wears tanakas. What Myanmar really is in terms of culture or custom is different than Thailand. What do you think are the points that Thai or foreigners don't realize of Myanmar?
Yes, you perhaps put it right that Thai society does not have sufficient information about Myanmar, although we are immediate neighbors. And it's probably not just only insufficient information. The information that we have about Myanmar leads to misperceptions. So that's the problems and difficulties that I'm trying to correct. Myanmar, in reality, Myanmar is a friendly country. The attitude of the people of Myanmar toward Thailand is all positives. They believe that Thailand is a role model for development, that they can learn and they can take all the experience sharings to apply for the development of their countries. People in Myanmar is lovely people. They are friendly, not different from people in Thailand. So this is the reality. Economically, many people in Thailand would think that during the time that that Myanmar was sanctioned by the West, the economy here would be so much backward. Some even believe that Myanmar, the condition of Myanmar nowadays would not be different from other countries after the war. But actually it's not. And I think this is a misperception. The reality was that Myanmar does not have war. The backwardness of this country was just only a result of their policies to close their country for a while, and it's become worse when they were sanctioned by the Western world. So that's the reasons why Myanmar is in this condition nowadays. I mean that all the infrastructures and basic structures of this country is not destroyed by war. Economies carry on all the times, even during the sanction time, but not to the extent that the economics grows over 10%. From 1988 until 2009, averagely the economies of these countries grows about 4 to 5%. That's even the sanction time. So this is realities that people have to come. And I encourage the Thai people, particularly prospective businessmen, to come and witness by themselves their realities, and they will be able to see a lot of opportunities.
Okay. Next break, we'll be getting an insight about business and investment in Myanmar, how to do business in Myanmar, including opportunities and challenges.